You want to go, bro? Okay.
Color.
There.
Bad.
Bad?
Bad.
Really?
And
And I'm putting.
Are you setting these out so we know where to put them?
No,
I'm
yes, no. So guys, this is where they go. Every single Ocarina of Time one is C tier.
Hello, it's me, Videogamephantom. In the last video, I said that I was going to say it again, but then I re-recorded it because I got this. Look at this. In this episode of Video Game Month, Team Power and Team Wisdom will be competing with their resident members TJ and Jay. Well, reversed because TJ is from Team Wisdom and Jay is from Team Power. I'm sure you get it. It's probably fine. In this video, they will be competing on a tier list to see what my favorite dungeons are. But the only hints I gave them are the questions that they ask. Moving on, they will be competing in each round with each 3D game. So we'll start with Ocarina of Time and then all the way up to Breath of the Wild. Not Tears of the Kingdom. Neither of them have beat all the dungeons in that, so we're going to stray away from that. But if you want to know my opinion, I guess you can ask me in the comments. So let's see. Let's see how they do. Let's go.
Are you ready to begin? Good sirs?
Yeah, just about.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Your 8 minutes has begun.
Okay.
Phantom,
Yes.
on a scale of S to F, where would you rate Great Deku Tree?
That's a weird way to scale things. All right, so on.
No,
okay.
it's not.
Okay, Phantom, when you consider a dungeon or a level in a game, are you focused more on whether you like the design or whether you find it fun to play?
It depends on the game. For Ocarina of Time, I like to have a bit of both. There's always a best of both worlds, but there are certain dungeons in this game that look stunningly visually and may not be great gameplay-wise, but I still enjoy them for their visuals. So visuals and gameplay, I would say, are help. If overall, which would I prefer?
Well, I was gonna ask, overall, where do you think these dungeons fit? Like, do you think more of them are higher, more of them are lower?
Oh, more of them are higher.
Okay.
Ocarina of Time has a great layout of dungeons. I don't think I'm going to answer that question for every single one. But,
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Can I ask, are there any dungeons from Ocarina that you would put in D tier? Or is that too...
That's too much.
Fair enough.
Is Dodongo's Dodongo's Cavern just not on here?
It's the
Or is it
second
listed
one,
as
right?
something else?
It's the second one.
Oh shit! Yeah, there it is. I mean,
What?
dang.
What?
No, I just didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
Can you
Are there-
describe a bit of the water temple, what it's like?
In
I'm on that one as well.
a lot of people have a controversial take over the water temple because they played it on the N64 version, where they have to, every single time they want to sink in the water, they have to go in their inventory and switch to the boots. And
Yeah,
that was
fun.
very annoying. But in the DS version, which I played, you can just set it to a button. And a lot of people also complain about it because it's very hard. And I will tell you, I beat this as a 12-year-old, and I got lost in the final room of the Forest Temple, where all you have to do is walk backwards, and the boss summons. I thought my game was bugged. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. Your time is running out.
Yeah, I'm just making my decisions.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, cool.
Put your
So
things
we're
on
just
the
taking
list.
a screenshot of it, right?
All right, slap it in the Discord.
Give me a
let's
sec. I need to
see.
remember a
Okay, let's
screenshot.
look at your
It's
memes.
control print screen, right?
Yes. Control print screen and then you paste. All right.
Yay! Yay! I'll just say
Nicely
yay.
done.
Yeah. All right. Next one shouldn't take too long, so you're gonna get less time. There are only 5 dungeons, and they're not that
5 dungeons?
complicated. And one of them is.
What game is this?
This is Majora's Mask. There are 4
Majora's Mask.
There are 4 big dungeons, and then there's the final dungeon, which is inside the moon. That iconic moon with the eyeballs. You want 6 seconds? 6 seconds. No, that's not what I meant. 6 minutes for this one. Does that seem fair?
Should be good, probably.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go!
Inside the moon looks interesting, being a tree. What's that like?
It is a single room if you do not have all the masks in the game. It's a very interesting location with like a very surreal vibe, but there's not that much to it other than these 4 challenges, which you can only get if you've 100% of the game. Which, for context, I have never beaten up Majora's Mask before. I know all about all the dungeons because I've watched playthroughs of it, but I've never beaten it all the way through. And from an outside perspective, just watching it, just make sure that you're taking these. I actually have played the Woodfall and the Snowhead Temple, and I've gotten outside of the Great Bay Temple, but I didn't ever play it because as a kid I was scared, and now my DS doesn't work, so I can't play it.
Is that a giant snake? Or
That's the way you get in. That has nothing to do with the actual dungeon. That's just how you get in. The Great Bay Temple is the most interesting, one of the more interesting Zelda dungeons because it is a mechanical themed dungeon. It is a mechanical themed dungeon that is more factorial and has like valves and pipes and stuff. It is a very interesting theme that has never popped up before in the Zelda series, not just the 3D games, the 2D games as well. But it's also a water dungeon. I'm not saying that as bad. You can also ask me about the music. I love music in the Zelda games.
Did that come into play a lot?
Oh yeah. Oh.
What you
In this one of these dungeons has, 2 of these dungeons actually has banger music that definitely rose it up in the ranking. Ask me about the themes. Like, what's a theme? Like a general, what's my opinion on, snow? Do I like snow?
Oh, yeah,
I love snow. I think snow's great.
do you prefer, of the basic themes, how would you kind of rate those? Because I noticed you put the fire ones a little bit higher, than
Fire is actually not my favorite. Fire is not one of my favorite themes, but you don't have to worry about fire for this one because there's no fire themed dungeon.
Yeah. No, I just noticed because I usually put things that have to do with fire or deserts or whatever kind of lower. So I think it's interesting that we have kind of different takes on that.
Yeah, no. I personally, my favorite kinds of dungeons are spooky, and I usually prefer more eerie looking dungeons. So I usually prefer spooky and there aren't that many dungeons in the winter time, but my favorite season is winter, so I prefer snowy dungeons, I guess. But I'm not saying that I will always put them high or low or something. Anyway, you have 37 seconds remaining. That's specific because I didn't say 1 minute because I was an idiot. I was talking.
That was very fast.
Category have 3 or more?
No. Wait.
Okay.
No.
You can't just switch up the last 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Any remaining questions? 2, 1. Okay.
Your color.
My favorite color? Purple. Anyway, purple or red on a given day? Doesn't matter. Anyway, the timer has gone off. That means that it is time to show me your list.
I was doing some research, and you said Snowhead's really good. but I looked online and people were saying it wasn't great, so I was really mixed on if it was S or A. I moved it to S at the last moment.
I spent too much time trying to find which of the soundtrack things were most popular, but of course they're also not named to match the things, so.
Yeah, so
Fair.
the one I was talking about for the ones that have the best soundtrack in this game, in my personalized opinion, are the Stone Tower Temple and the Great Bay Temple. Great Bay Temple in particular has one of my favorite themes that almost put me to sleep. One of you did not get any points whatsoever.
It was me.
Yes, it was.
Oh.
I am so sorry, TJ.
It's okay.
Are you sure you don't want to change the rules? You want to change the rules a second time halfway through the game?
Change the rules so I get points.
Yeah, change the rules so TJ gets points. So, the ones you got right were Inside of the Moon and Woodfall Temple.
Okay.
Inside of the Moon is a terrible dungeon.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's such a beautiful location, and they could have done so much with it, and it's a single room.
Yep.
Anyway, that's my angry rant about the Inside of the Moon.
True.
But the internet lied to you, because the Great Bay Temple is not bad, and everybody thinks it's bad, but it fucking isn't. I've never played it, but I know just from like watching it that it's a really interesting goddamn dungeon. The reason why people hate it is because in the original, which most people played, the swimming controls are not that fun. Or maybe, no wait, they are that fun. I think they are. I don't know. I don't remember. What did you say?
A lot of something with fairies. That
Oh,
were extremely
well the fairies are just a bad mechanic in general. I don't consider those in my ranking. That's only a mechanic for this game. But basically there are like these fairy collectibles that are spread around the map that you have to go find, and it's really dumb and I don't like it.
Fair enough.
That's why I never 100% in Snowhead Temple, because I could not find all the fairies. There's one fairy that's like hidden above on these like invisible platforms that how would the fuck would you know how to get there? Anyway, but Snowhead Temple, despite what I said about me loving snow, not one of my favorites. It is in B.
Yep.
While Great Bay is in A, and Stone Tower Temple is one of the greatest Zelda dungeons ever conceived by man that I've never played yet. So it's A tier, or S tier. S tier because I know it's great and I've watched footage and it looks really cool. But I've never played it, unfortunately, so it's still an S tier though.
Well, respect that.
It's also the scary theme. That's a scary theme. Stone Tower Temple, scary.
Yeah, I ended up moving that one up to A because I thought you said it looked or you liked spooky ones, and I was like, that one looks kind of unsettling.
Okay, so especially for the Wind Sage's Temple, I would just, as a general rule of thumb, don't look at these images and assume that that's what the dungeon all looks like. Because I can tell you that the Wind Sage's Temple inside is a lot cooler than, like, what it looks like on the outside. What it looks like on the outside, it looks like a Minecraft map.
Yeah, it really
Doesn't
does.
that look like Minecraft water, like, everywhere? I cannot figure out what the hell that is. But for Wind Waker, for context for both of you, I have never beaten Wind Waker either. I got all the way up to the Wind Temple, and I got scared. Because it looked complicated.
What a loser.
Fair enough.
But I have watched footage of both of them, and I know their layouts and how they work. Ow! Anyway, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so right off the bat, I have a question.
Yeah.
In a dungeon, do you prefer fighting bosses or doing puzzles?
So, are you talking about combat versus puzzles?
Pretty much.
I much prefer doing puzzles. I would not call that bosses because bosses are like one of my favorite parts of games. I think
Okay.
bosses are really cool and they play a factor into a lot of things, but not in the dungeon ranking. I would not. I mean, some of these. There's one dungeon in the next one. No, wait. Is it the next one? No, I
Wait,
guess.
so okay,
no.
in that case, how do you feel about like boss rush type stuff?
They're okay. I actually don't have a problem, especially in certain cases. And if they're done well, they are done well. Especially if they have like a nice vibe to them, I guess. I don't know if you catch my meaning.
Yeah, yeah.
And as long as that's not the only content in the goddamn area, that's what I care about.
Did you say earlier that you didn't put any in F tier? Should we just be like
Yeah, no,
ignoring that?
there's
or-
not an F tier. No. I would
Okay.
never say. The only one I would put in F tier is Inside the Moon, but I just put it in D tier to simplify things.
How do you feel about stealth sections?
I love stealth. Stealth is
Did
like
you really?
my favorite thing in video games. But
Okay.
unless it's not done well. If it's not done well, then why would I do that? But I love like the reason why The Evil Within 2 is one of my favorite games of all time is because its stealth is so much fun to do.
Yeah.
But that's also because it's like a main mechanic of the game, I guess. I don't know.
What are your thoughts on Earth Temple?
It's got a very creepy atmosphere. The like iconography of like the face on the temple is very cool, and it's got a very it's got a classic iteration of a famous Zelda enemy, the Gibdos. No, wait, is that the mummy? Re-Dead. They are very scary, and it's also got a lot of interesting concepts in it. Very, very puzzly. It's also very linear though. That would be the drawback. But then again, the Shadow Temple, which I did like, was also very linear. But you know.
What is Dragon Roost like?
Dragon Roost Cavern? Dragon Roost Cavern is the first dungeon of the game, so it's pretty linear. But compared to the other games, the other dungeons, it's actually got a bit of some story elements in it, and it does end with a really cool looking boss. That doesn't really count, but it does have some interesting usage of the lava. 1 minute remaining. A very interesting vibe. Very different than other fire dungeons in the past. I'm not saying that makes it better or worse.
You
Not
tend to
saying
prefer pre-game dungeons over
No,
dungeons
no,
like
hell,
later
hell
on?
no, hell no. Later dungeons all the
Okay.
way, baby.
So we have Forsaken Fortress at very different spots. First, can you share what's your opinion of Forsaken Fortress?
What?
Yeah, where'd you put that one? Where'd you put Forsaken
You
Fortress?
want me to tell you right now?
Yeah,
Before anything.
we both put it on
What?
entirely different sides of the scales.
I put Forsaken Fortress in D tier.
Damn it.
Oh, okay.
So TJ, I said that I like stealth segments if they're done well. This is not one of those ones that are done well.
Fair enough. I figured that, and also it looked pretty cool.
It has a really neat design, and you go to it really early when you don't have a sword, and that's really cool. But then you visit it a second time, so it's just like half a dungeon, and it's like,
Oh,
why
that's
am I
neat.
here? Uh-oh. Okay, neither of you did particularly well on this one.
Fair.
Jay, you got 2 points.
Okay. I'll take it.
And TJ,
Mm-hmm.
you also got 2 points.
Yeah, that's 2
That's-
points more than I had, baby.
Yeah, okay, but you now have is it 4 points? Yeah, TJ at 4, Jay at 10. TJ, you gotta come back.
I gotta make a
You
comeback.
gotta bring back.
Anything in S?
I put 1 in S tier. I put the Earth Sage's Temple in S tier. The Earth Sage's Temple is my favorite dungeon from Wind Waker, and one of my favorite dungeons of all time. It has good music. It has a really spooky what?
The Wind Sage's temple?
No, the Earth Sage's temple.
Oh.
But overall, Wind Waker dungeons are not that great. Remember, don't look at the pictures. Some of these pictures are misleading. But I would still keep some of my previous opinions in check when looking around at these things.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. I don't have my timer app pulled up. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so overall, are these positive, negative mix?
I like Twilight Princess. I think Twilight Princess is a great game, and it has some really good dungeons.
No.
But it also has a lot of dungeons, so not all of them are good.
Yep.
And some of them are kind of short and linear, but others can be linear and also really fun. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Most of these are in the positive, but there are some that are not that good. I would say this has a very... If it's a win, it's a win. But if it's a loss, it's a ooh, whoa.
Bosses in this one are crazy.
They're so cool.
What was your thoughts on City in the Sky?
It's pretty linear, and it's a late game dungeon. Because it's in the sky, there isn't really a lot of room to work with, but it is a very original concept. 4 minutes remaining. It's a very original concept, and it's cool, but there are these weird little fucks that like wander around it that are called the Oko Okos. If you want to look at those, they are the most horrifying thing in Zelda ever. So, OOCCA. My bad. Oka. They're called the Uka? They're bird people, but in the wrongest way possible.
Mm.
And they have tits, I think.
Lake Bed Temple. You want to explain that a little bit?
Oh, its music is so cool. Oh my god, it's so cool. It has a really creepy atmosphere where you can hear in the soundtrack the boss breathing below you. It has a center room with this staircase that shifts the room and like changes the flow of water. It gives you a really cool item in the claw shots. 1 minute remaining, and it uses water, but in a really unique way. I think it's a really cool temple.
I'm feeling very confident about where I placed it then.
I'm looking at your points, TJ. I'm calculating your points, and do you hear the sadness in my voice as I calculate your points?
Yeah.
I think TJ did really well. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I think my rating's pretty chill.
Jay is at 13 points. TJ is at 6.
Yeah.
TJ, you got 2 right.
Wait, what?
You got
What did you
13.
say for me?
You have 13. You got 3 correct. TJ, you got Lake Bed Temple right. Anyway, the only other one you got right is the Forest Temple. The Forest Temple is also really cool. No one asked me about the Arbiter's Grounds.
I kind of looked at it and just thought it looked sort of boring, honestly.
I looked up and saw I went Reddit dungeon rating, and
I considered
every single result said Arbiter Grounds was like top of the top of the top of the list.
It's there for a reason. So, the context for Skyward Sword is this is probably my first Zelda game, and it is still my favorite to this day. It has some of the better dungeons in the series, and there are only a few stinkers of the bunch. I think most of them are really good. 3, 2, 1, go.
Why is the first boss of the game look kind of gay?
He's beautiful, and you will not harm him.
Well, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying he looks kind of gay. He looks a little bit fruity.
Thoughts on Sand Ship?
That's so cool. It's a pirate ship in the desert in like this quicksand sea. How fucking cool is that? Literally, like, the floor plan of the ship is a ship. It's not like a bunch of rooms like connected by doors and shit. It is literally like a layout of a ship. It's not too big, it's pretty small, and it's very puzzle based. It's such a cool dungeon. It has one of the coolest mini bosses, and it has the worst boss in the game.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
How many of these are above B tier?
Net positive. 4 or above B tier.
Not including B tier?
Not including B tier. Because he said 4 or above B tier. 4
Yeah.
minutes remaining.
I'm not sure what to make of the Plenaru mining facility.
It's a cool dungeon where there are these like stones that when you hit them, they shift it from the past to the present, where all the technology inside of it are now running. And in like the when it's not in the past where all the technology is working, and it's in the present, it has this really eerie vibe, and it's all like sandy and spooky. It's a very interesting vibe, and it has there's not like a lot of dungeons like it, because what other game has like a time shift stone? Like what the heck?
What's Skykeep like?
It's every single room is based off of like every single dungeon in the game previously, but it's a sliding puzzle, so the whole dungeon, you setting it up, is a puzzle in itself. It's a really interesting concept that's not done in a lot of the other Zelda games. Meaning it has a really unique concept. But it doesn't have a boss, and that kind of lowers it a little bit, and it's a lot of reusing of old concepts, but it's still good.
Fired Sanctuary.
Bad.
Yay, nay. Bad?
Bad.
Really?
And
I don't like
what
it.
about Sky?
And your time is up.
Oh.
Damn. I was surprised. Is it really that bad?
I'm so
What?
sorry. I don't think you
Oh,
got a
wait, hold on, I
single
should
one
move
right.
it. I should have moved the mining facility one up after you said that you didn't like the Fire Sanctuary. I originally had Fire Sanctuary in S tier. Dang, I'm pretty confident about these ones, so I'll leave them here. And then you were like, I hate Fire Sanctuary, and I was like, okay.
Okay, guys, there's something going on where you guys don't ask questions about any of the ones that are my favorite.
I'm too busy trying to read it.
Fair
read
enough.
about them.
The only one I didn't ask a question about was the ancient cistern, because the internet was fucking eating that shit up, and I was like, I'm gonna put this S, I'm not gonna say anything in case TJ hasn't stumbled across this. All
Hey,
the other ones.
TJ, ask
Yeah.
more questions. The Ancient Cistern's
Okay.
my favorite dungeon of all time.
Okay.
If you had, if
thought
anyone had asked if anyone had asked Ancient Cistern, I would have gone off on a large tangent. And no
Got
one
it.
asked about the
Yeah,
Ancient
like-
Cistern.
I didn't ask because I figured that would be giving it away.
No, I knew,
It looked like it's-
It looked kind of doo-doo, but I guess I must have been wrong. I don't really like sand-based.
It's not sand.
It looks like it should be.
It's water. Whoa, look at this. Water. Do you see that?
That's crazy.
Alright,
Yeah.
the whole thing, we are watching this video. We're watching all 30 minutes of this video. I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm obviously kidding. It all centers around this center Buddha statue. It has a cool mini boss and this skeleton guy. And then once you get the whip, you can basically lower this Buddha statue to get yourself into the basement of the dungeon, which is an inverse of the top, a cursed poison section with all the spooky zombie bokoblins, which are the main enemies. It's got poison and shit. It's got interesting ties to Buddhist culture. It's got a really it's got this really scary moment where you're climbing up this spider thread and all these guys are fucking chasing you and it's scary as hell. Look at that.
Dang.
Look at how scary
Yeah,
that is.
in my defense, the cursed bokoblins just kind of look like regular bokoblins, except now they're stinky.
That's fair. Anyway, you should have just looked at the boss. Anyway, watch this. Hold on.
I
anyone,
did.
did you see the boss? Look at this. Did anyone see this? Huh? Did you see this? Watch this.
I saw just a picture of him.
Bro is literally a mummy. How is he the boss of a
Yeah, I
water
just
tower?
thought he was. Yeah, I thought he just kind of looked like mummy-ish. I mean, I guess I can see how that's
Look at
not
how
what they were going
cool
for
he is.
now. But
Come on. That is so cool. Come on. That's cool.
Yeah.
He's got 6 arms, and you have to like wait for him to attack, and then you use your whip, and you literally rip off his arms. And then he loses his stuff, and then like a genius, he does this. And then he locks up his weak point, and then pulls out 6 fucking swords, and is like, bitch, you wanna fight? You wanna go, bro? And then you rip off his arms again, and then you pick up his own fucking weapon, move faster, and then you literally rip him to shreds. It is one of the coolest things ever. But the boss don't affect my ranking anyway. Watch his death animation. It's gonna give you chills.
Okay, I'll watch his death animation. Very bad quality. Oh.
Kill it too.
Tell me that's not scary as hell.
That was unsettling.
Do you need to pull in? Do you need to pull in help? Do you need help?
What? Me?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh, I know Breath of the Wild.
If you get all of them right, TJ, I'll give you the victory.
Okay, I can take that.
Even if I get all of them?
If you get all of them right, yeah, I won't give you it. Bam. Dabs. Dabbing on the hamers. I personally think that, I'm not starting it yet, I personally think that Breath of the Wild has some good dungeons, but overall I don't like them.
Okay, are they lower on the scale then, or just before we get into this?
Let me just do a quick check. I mean, since there's so few of them, more of them are lower than others.
Like,
wait,
okay.
where's the, hold on, I'm missing one. Where the heck, oh, there he is. Never mind.
I'm honestly not even sure what counts as low anymore.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay,
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, more of them are lower on the scale.
yeah, okay. Do you, of the, like, different abilities that you get in, like, the Sheikah Slate ability, whatever, abilities, like, how do you feel about each of those?
I think Cryonis is interesting, but pretty bland. I think Magnesis is fun, but pretty boring. I still like it. I still like it. Stasis is fun,
Yeah.
but hard to control. What are the other ones? The state bombs.
The bombs.
Bombs are fun. There's nothing wrong with bombs except the fact that they're broken. And yeah, what's the other one? Is that it? Is there only 4?
That's it, there's 2 bombs.
Oh yeah.
Camera.
I like the square bombs better than the circles.
That's fair.
What are your thoughts on the camera?
I love it. It's my favorite tool in the game. That's not a joke.
Oh.
What's your favorite?
My favorite is the camera. I like taking pictures.
Oh. Yeah, that's so real. You just like me for real.
5 minutes remaining.
Okay. What are your general opinions on Hyrule Castle?
Oh,
that's the
Hyrule
only
Castle
one I
is
haven't
one of the
bought.
coolest final dungeons of any video game ever. One of my favorite things about it is that there's multiple different ways to get to the center, but you could also go exploring around the bottom and do whatever the fuck you want. And the best part about it is, it doesn't matter. You don't have to go exploring around at the bottom. There's no reason to, except you could find like the Master Shield. What the heck? The big shield. This is cool. The Hyrule Shield, which is cool. And I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And then I looked up a guide. But I think it's very cool because it shares the same kind of vibe as like the rest of Breath of the Wild, which is like this open vibe. But my only problem with it is that in the line of the routes where you can just kind of get to, you don't have to go through the dungeons, you don't have to do all like the gatehouses, which I did do it. I never like flew or used the water thing. You can just go up the waterfalls and then you're there. You're at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
And that would be my only problem with it, honestly. That's like one of my problems with it. That, and there's not really a lot to do, but there was like a lot of cool secrets that I found. It was very fun.
Yeah, okay, cool. Of the different, like, areas in the game, like, that correspond to the bosses, like, And I know I've kind of asked this in terms of like environmental stuff, but what did you prefer?
I love the desert one.
Really?
Yes, I love the sand seals.
Okay, that's fair.
Fields.
I loved like gliding across the desert. Also, I just had a lot of fun in the desert as in general. I thought a lot of the shrines were fun to find for some reason, and I really liked like going exploring in the desert, which is weird because it's this big open area, and you're like, why did you go have fun in the desert? And I was like, I don't know, I had fun.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Thoughts on Elephant Boy.
That was the first one I went to. The music is so good. The music is so good. Oh my god, the music is so good. It could make me cry. The dungeon's bad other than that. I think it has one of the best vibes of any of the dungeon, but a lot of the puzzles are easy once you know that you can move the elephant trunk.
So how much does the ability of the Divine Beast moving, specifically how that controls, does that change your opinion of them at all?
Not very much. Sometimes it's interesting, sometimes it's kind of boring, but other times they can have some really unique puzzles based around it. Personally, I really like, I think the camel one is fun, and I think Verdania's and Meadow are basically the same thing, just a little different. Not really.
Yeah, okay, how do you feel about, like, things where you have to, like, avoid falling, or...
It was okay.
Like, where that's, like, a lot of it?
It was okay, it wasn't that fun. It was like, oh, man, what am I gonna do? Oh, pull out my paraglider? Oh! Whoa, didn't see that coming. 1 minute remaining.
Got it.
Overall thoughts on Verdania?
Bad. I did not like it. It's probably it's one of my not favorites. I do think it has a good vibe, but other than that, it doesn't use its unique aesthetic, which is like inside of a volcano, which is cool. It doesn't use it. Yeah. And also, I don't like the music. I don't think the music's that fun.
Are you considering like the lead up to the dungeon as part of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Hell yes. Like
Got it.
Like some of them have better. Verdania's I think is fine, but it's not good. Like there are some of them that are good. Like the Va Meadow one is ass. The Va Naboris one is beautiful. The Va Ruda one is pretty good. It's pretty decent. And the Va Verdania one I think is fun, but not a lot of other people think it's that fun. But it's not like the best thing in the world. Okay, and that's time.
Okay. Just gonna have to trust that this is good. I'm not super confident on this one, actually, but I know a lot more about this than...
Alright, so what was the deal? So you get double points, and if you win, you win.
If I get all of them, I win.
I'm going to say I'm pretty sure you didn't get all of them because I'm gonna hate Meadow.
That is correct.
Dang.
Let's go.
It's my least favorite because... Not only is the stuff leading up to it the most boring ever, you have 3 steps. Ready for the 3 steps? Reach the village, go to the flight range, go up into the sky and do Va Meadow. That's it. Yeah. That's all you do. That's the lead up. That's bad. Then you get into Va Meadow and you're like, most of the other dungeons, I think that you start off with, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And then you get the thing and you're like, oh, that's what I do. And then you figure it out, and you can figure it out based on that. Va Meadow, you don't even need the thing. I solved it in 30 minutes. It was...
Oh, I was pretty lost.
The first time I played it, I thought it was really difficult. And then this time, the most recent playthrough, which I didn't remember most of Va Meadow, was really fucking easy. I don't know what the hell is going on. Anyway. Maybe it's because I'm better. Faster, stronger. Dabs. But yeah, that Va Meadow, probably my least favorite thing ever.
Got it.
My least favorite, maybe my least favorite Zelda dungeon. I don't know. But you also everything else is right, except for
damn, so close.
Yeah. Jay, you got. You did actually get You got more points than TJ. You got 4 technically. But you also put Vonaboris in S tier, which I consider Vonaboris to just be A tier.
Okay.
Yeah, Vonaboris is really
I know
cool.
that one you like. I wasn't sure if it was S or A. I think I moved it at the very end.
Uh-huh. Yeah, if you had left it in A tier, you would have gotten all of them right, and that would have been fantastic. To all you Breath of the Wild lovers, Tears of the Kingdom's dungeons are way better, and you should all eat. Anyway, this is the final tier list.
We did it.
Yeah.
Pretty solid tier list.
Thank you. As you can see, a lot of the scary ones are up top.
Yeah.
And then there's also Ancient Sister and the Sand Ship, and then Hyrule Castle. I'm a scary guy. I like scary. This has been the tier list of Zelda dungeons with 2 silly boys.
That's us.
Yep.
2 silly boys.
And today's winner, and the winner of the point goes to Jay's team. Team power. Boom!
Wow.
Jay, you're doing your team proud.
Explosions.
You're doing your team proud, Jay. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Video Game Month.
Despite TJ's best attempts, sort of, he could not correctly guess every single one in Breath of the Wild. And no matter how I tried to help him win, he did not win. But that's okay, because he'll get another attempt for a point in Friday's episode, in Jay's Chaotic Quiz Show, where Jay basically made a Jeopardy quiz show that I have to participate in. Yay! But that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like these videos. It would mean a lot to me if you subscribed. This is the weirdest camera placement in the world. I'm basically turned at my chair, which my chair is holding the camera. I'm not a camera genius. My hair is a nightmare, and I am the god of chaos. Not actually. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys Friday. Bye-bye.